All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Queen Ailin.
Hi.
Hi. Entertainer, singer. Would you call yourself a musician? Do you play instruments?
Yes, I actually play the violin since the 5th grade all the way up till my senior year of high school.
Okay. So entertainer, singer, dancer.
Yes, I'm working on that. I'm still a little stiff, you guys, but I'm working on the popping and locking. Okay, so.
And musician.
Yes.
So you said today, before you got here, you had a rehearsal.
Yes.
Tell me about that a little bit.
So earlier, you guys, I was at 1902, and there's going to be a fashion show for breast cancer awareness this coming Saturday at 1902, and the show starts at 7:15. And if y'all want tickets, y'all can get them from the link that I have on my bio on Instagram, queenailin.official, and the way you spell my name, because it's weird, AILIN, queenailin.official. And there's going to be models, there's going to be 5 designers, there's going to be other artists, not just myself. So, just come out and support for a beautiful cause, most importantly.
So is it a benefit?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the money that we make, it's going to go for, I don't know if her name is Susan. It's on Instagram, but it is for a benefit.
I will tell you. It's a breast cancer awareness benefit.
Yes.
It's a fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
It is Gwendolyn Sanderlin is the keynote speaker, right? 14-year breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
So you guys don't want to miss that.
No.
This Saturday, what's the date? The 14th?
Today is...
Yeah, it's going to be on the 14th,
yes.
Saturday the 14th.
And everyone is so talented. The models walk beautifully. There's going to be other singers, not just myself, and they're great, honestly. Yeah. They're really great.
Okay, very good. So how many other, are you going to be sort of headlining it or?
I'm going to be in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the middle. There's this other guy, shout out to you. He is going to perform first, and then I'm going to be going somewhere like around the middle. And then there's going to be another girl, shout out to you, girlie, you did so great today at practice. And there's going to be a little boy at the end. And
so there's another guy.
Yes, I don't know that.
Yeah. There's a little boy.
Yes, there's a little boy.
And they're all going to be there.
Yes, the little boy is called, his stage name, Little Comic. And the other 2, I don't want to mess up their names. So, but yeah, if you were watching this, you know who you are.
So speaking of messing up a name, what's the name of your single? I don't want to say it because I'll screw up the pronunciation.
No, you can go ahead.
No.
Give it a shot.
No.
Quiero bailar, which means I want to dance.
Okay. And I looked that up. I was in Google Translate. I knew what quiero was, but what is bailar? I don't know what that is. So I'm in Google Translate earlier. I was like, oh, okay. It makes sense now. So most of the song is in English, but then when you get to the chorus,
yes,
it's in Spanish. Why not put the whole thing in Spanish? Did you want to, was there some thought put behind that?
There was a specific reason. I want people to know that I'm bilingual, that I'm not just, going to be singing in English or just in Spanish throughout my career.
Okay.
Yeah. That way everyone can come together and be as one and, have fun, be happy. That way, not just like one, target audience can just, focus on me,
Right.
It's like everyone, Hispanics, African Americans, everybody here, you know what I mean? Like all over the world.
Okay. Very good. Would you say that's something, now you said in one of the people you were heavily inspired by, you didn't specifically say that, but you mentioned Selena. Right?
Yes, I love her.
Yeah. And so she didn't speak Spanish, right?
She learned it.
She learned it.
She learned it.
So
Fun
that
fact.
she could cross over a little bit, right? Get a little bit of respect.
And that's something I did not know until I watched her series on Netflix. I was like, oh, wow. Like, she learned Spanish. And I had no idea. I thought she spoke it already. I had no idea that she was, learning it to cross over. Right. But that's still beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Still beautiful. And she would always say that she considers herself as Mexican, whether if she spoke Spanish or not first.
Right.
And I love that. She spoke her truth. Yeah. And a lot of people don't do that anymore,
So the song that the single, it's out on iTunes, right?
Spotify,
Amazon is where I was listening to it. I use Amazon Music, but
Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere.
Yeah. So you're a heavy Spotify person, though, right? You're pushing it heavy out there, right? Tell me about that, because I remember you posted something recently that you charted a little bit on Spotify.
Yes. So on Spotify, shout out to all my royals, realezas. I call all my supporters that. I reached 51 51,000 streams, and that's just on one song. And that
That's
means the world to
amazing,
me.
yeah.
Los amo con todo mi corazón, en serio. I really do love you guys with all my heart. Without God and without you guys, I'm just an artist with no support, and I'm poking holes through a box just to get noticed, and no one can see me, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like the audience and God, they both have a big factor.
No, that's huge actually, because 51,000.
That's a lot.
You're when you put music out on Spotify or Apple or whatever, you're literally a needle in a stack of needles almost.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
just that hard to be found. So
One thing that does not intimidate me is that I don't know where all the jealousy comes from. Like, if you hear someone else with a beautiful voice, don't judge it, support them, because as a singer, I have a different sound and other singers have different sounds. Like, why don't we just come together and support each other instead of making it all scary and making it sound awful that it's competition and, you know, people are better than you know, just like appreciate what each artist has in their voice, whether if you rap, sing, or do it all. Like, why don't we just all come together and support each other? That's how I think. That's how I've always thought, actually.
yeah. I mean, worry about what you're doing, not about what everyone else is doing.
Yes.
Right? Life message there. Life
Yes.
lesson there.
Thank you. I
no,
take it
Yeah.
with my heart.
So you said you've been playing violin since
Yes.
you were very young. How long have you
Yes.
been singing?
I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and I'm 22 years old now, and I will be turning 23 in February next year.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Early birthday. So what just made you kind of decide to do it professionally?
Well, it's kind of weird in a good way, because I started singing at 5 years old. I remember just singing out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, like, I like that. Like, I felt something so special, and I just automatically knew this is what I want to do with my life for the rest of my life, until, you know, it's time for me to piece my way out of here. But I knew I want to do something huge with this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something big with this, not just sing just because.
Yeah.
But I do have a single coming out.
All right.
Shout out to Chris Cinco Money. I'm collabing with him, and the song, it has a Spanish name. Keyword muy. That's all I'm gonna say. There's another word after that. Just muy. That's all y'all get. And we're gonna release it. The song's done. It's done. We're just gonna release it, and the video will come later. Honestly, that way y'all can fall in love with something new from me, and of course my talented friend. He's amazing, phenomenal. I'm obsessed with him. He's so great. And that way y'all can love it, listen to it, become obsessed with it, feel happy and everything. And before y'all know it, boom, my album's finished. They won't see it coming.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So do you work with different producers on each song, or do you have a couple that are?
Chris, he's my
He's
the studio engineer, the guy I'm collabing with.
Okay.
He
He's
does
doing
it all.
of
He
them?
produces.
Okay.
The music engineering. He's great.
Okay.
I'm impressed. He does it all. He sings, raps, dances, produces.
Is he with Imperial?
No,
Elite?
no, he's
okay.
not.
Okay. So independent producer
Yes, independent.
that you're collaborating with. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about Imperial Elite Music.
Oh my God. So I love them so much. That's the first thing that I have to say. Shout out to Mr. Chapman, my manager, and Uncle Rock, the right hand of Mr. Chapman, and my security here, Curtis. Thank you for always protecting me and buying me food and putting up with me.
So I saw Mr. Chapman, he's promoting
Yes.
this show coming
Yes.
up. Is that what I saw? Okay.
Yes, he's amazing. I shout out to Lourdes. If it wasn't for her mentioning my name to him, I wouldn't be signed, and I wouldn't have Quiero Bailar out. I wouldn't be doing all these things, performing. Queen Ailin would just be Queen Ailin, and
How did that
nothing
happen?
behind it.
How did you get signed? Tell me about
So
that.
I was in Mexico for vacation for the holidays, like throughout December, and I noticed someone followed me, and I looked, and it was record label Imperial Music Group, and oh my God, I started freaking out. And then Lourdes, shout out to you again, girl, I love you. She messaged me. She's like, hey, you're going to be expecting someone to speak with you. I mentioned your name to someone's ear. They're looking for artists. It's a record label. And I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be my big break. Like, okay, I have to get it together. This is what I've always wanted. Like my inner child, really happy, you know, because
Right.
before them, I would just sing at restaurants or at family parties or just record covers in my room to be noticed one day.
Right.
And how that happened, we started talking with each other, Chapman and I, and he gave me a song to memorize.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be in the album, by the way. And he's like, memorize it. When you come back, I want you to sing it to me. So instead of me partying in Mexico, y'all know mi gente, y'all know how it is in Mexico, partying y toda la cosa, bailando y todo. I chose not to do that. I was like, okay, you know what? I love it. This is my stuff. Like now I have to take over. And I stood there in my room, well, in Mexico at my auntie's house, and just studied all day, singing out loud when no one was home. That way no one could hear the new song I was singing. And then I came back to San Antonio and I sung it for him, and we had a few more meetings, and he ended up signing me. And my mom was there when I signed the papers and stuff. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah.
So did you sing it, was it a cappella, or did he throw up a track? Did you sing it, with microphone and headphones with a mix, or did you just
all
sing
of the
it?
Above.
All of the
All of the above.
He wanted to hear your raw voice.
Yes.
Obviously.
Oh,
right?
yes. And I knew all my videos were not going to be in vain. All the singing videos, if you scroll all the way down. He actually did tell me not too long ago that before he had made a final decision on me, he went through all my singing videos. So I've always known that I wasn't just posting my videos just because. Like I had a motivation, like God whispering to my heart, post them.
Yeah.
And it was a heavy want, post them. You need to post them. And I did, and Chapman liked it, and we got together. I sung in person, and
so very good. So yeah, he had to go back and just see historically what you've done, how strong your voice is when you hear it just off the cuff on video. You sing it a cappella, no music or whatever. Does she have pipes? Can she, can she hold a note? Does she sing flat, sharp? He's looking for all of that.
Or does she get like breathless, tired?
Is she consistent?
Or does her voice like fall off when she's singing? Is it like up here and then all the way down?
Yeah.
Like, no, they look for all that, guys.
Any
for all my singers
vocal
out there.
training, or are you self-taught?
Self-taught.
Okay.
All by myself.
All right. Very good. So what would you say, I mean, we're talking about a lot of potential success here, and I would say so far you've been very successful in what you've done. What would you say as far as this whole process goes, some things that that are not very pleasing to you, maybe some things that are either, and I don't want to say it, but let's say some challenges. Let's put it that way. I always like to put a positive spin on things, not negative things, but things that are challenging to you. It doesn't have to be a lot, maybe just one thing. What was very difficult for you during this process, or what has been?
What has been for me right now, currently, you guys, there's actually a cool story behind it. It sounds terrible, but it's actually cool. God works in mysterious ways. So my breathing, that's one issue that I'm going through. And my anxiety caused my breathing issues. It's not like, like tragic or whatever. Don't worry, guys, I'm fine. It's just I get tired as I'm singing and dancing. Today I did a good job, though. I kept going. I kept it on pitch, and everyone at 1902 at practice, oh my God, you did so good. And I felt proud of myself. But that's like, it's a huge cross I have to carry, because as I'm singing, I do feel my chest hurting. I do feel like and like I start overthinking, oh my God, am I falling off pitch? Am I going off tune? Like, can you hear me breathing in the mic? Like, can you even hear me? But I think it's just my overthinking. And everyone says I've been sounding good, so which is good. Also, because I did not wear heels. Tennis shoes today, guys.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Do you get nervous when you're probably not as much rehearsing, but you get the butterflies when you know you're going on stage? Everybody probably does, but some people get them worse than the others. You'd be surprised. Some very famous musicians, they get sick before they go on stage. They're so nervous.
Really?
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of them. That's because musicians, are creatives, right? Not usually, and a lot of them are introverts, and all of a sudden they take that creativity and they get out on stage and they're in front of all these people, and that's the opposite of being an introvert, and it's nerve-wracking, right? So
I had no idea that famous people like can get sick before a show all because of nerves. I had no idea.
Just heard of people just throwing up and everything else. They got, every time they have a show, they got to go throw up first, and then they can get out there and.
No, I pray before I have a show, before I go on.
You calm yourself, breathing exercises, anything like that? Or you just get out there and go for it?
before I go on stage. I pray, and I do breathe. I do breathe because I do have to calm myself because I feel my heart like pulsing through my chest because I'm just so nervous. But it's a good thing, you guys, for all my singers out there, or dancers, models, any creative out there. It's beautiful to feel those nerves, because something that I've grown up to and learned about is you just care about your craft. That's why you feel them.
Yeah.
Always remember that, guys.
Yeah. And you obsess over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. If you're not obsessed with it, you don't love it. Right?
Nope.
You got to love it. You got to be obsessed with it.
I literally posted something about that not too long ago. If y'all stalk my Instagram,
well, tell us about it.
So before I got signed, there was an audition for Models of Texas, and you can meet producers anywhere in the modeling industry. So I was like, you know what, let me try this out just in case if I meet someone that sings too or that produces, they can help me out with my singing, right?
Yeah.
You have to be creative. You have to find other entries if you're a singer, right? So I remember making it on the team, and I remember posting it like as an announcement that I made it and stuff. And one of the captions that I have posted was, the difference with me is that I'm actually obsessed with my career. And look, you just mentioned that. That's crazy.
Yeah. How do you handle criticism? You just said that people, most people tell you, well, your singing's on point and everything else. You have people around you that are going to be honest with you.
Oh, yes. Yes,
they're
please
going to tell you that, oh, you were a little off there.
Yeah,
that's what you need, right?
Please do. Like today, someone told me I need to work on my stage presence. Thank you so much for that. Everything else was good. It's just my stage presence.
Yep.
But something about us female singers, if y'all don't know, we get judged more on the voice, more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
I know the dancing and stuff, we get criticized, but it's more on the voice. Oh, she's just auto-tune. Oh, she's lip singing. You can't even hear her. Like, it's very, you don't hear the men getting judged on their voice. It's mainly the women. That's why I was just like, walking around, moving around, feeling confident, hand movements, trying to prove a point within my lyrics, and focusing on my vocals. And a guy told me that I need to work on my stage presence, which thank you for that. But like, I was really focused on my voice because, like I said, as females, we do tend to get judged a lot with our vocals if you're a female singer.
Now, how do you take care of your vocals? Do you do warm-up exercises before you go on?
Yes.
Before you rehearse, you warm up your voice?
Drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Not ice cold, you guys. You don't want to do that.
Right.
Don't eat spicy things, or else you're going to be like,
don't drink milk.
No dairy. No dairy before you perform. Do some breathing exercises, exercises like, whoa, it's good to relax the vocal cords, the muscles.
Right. Get them nice and warmed up. So you talked about being judged a little bit, more through your voice. So what about image? You came in here and you told me you're not starving yourself, but you're trying, to, in a healthy way, lose weight, right?
Yes.
How much is image a part of what you're doing?
It's a great factor in my life. I don't bring myself down too much. At least I try not to. But as a girl, we're all going to do that. We're all going to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm fat. Or, oh, I'm too short. I'm not too tall enough. My hair's too short. My face, I have pimples. We're horrible with ourselves.
Right.
But my weight journey, it's never been too horrible, but you can feel it within your body. Like, okay, I'm not feeling well. You're starting to feel like crap.
Lethargic. And
things don't fit you. You have to look good for your album cover or your video or interviews like these or performances. People are it sucks to say this, but people are going to look at this and hear this, but they're going to look at this. They're going to look. So, yeah.
Is it something that, have you had any criticism? Since you're trying to, is it something you're doing for yourself, or is it something that you're doing because someone told you to?
No, I'm doing it for myself because I don't like it when clothes fit me too tight and I have to constantly suck it in. That's not good either, you guys. It's not good. You're just constantly like this, like your organs, like imagine.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Good. If you could tell me about modeling a little bit. That's how we met originally. We were met at a model thing. I just happened to show up.
Me and Reese. You met me and Reese. What a disaster we are together. I love you, girl. We cause him so much trouble.
And I thought I was just going in to shoot about 6 or 8 models in a studio environment. And I walked in there, and then TFI came in
Yes.
and was practicing walking in the warehouse next door.
It was
with
packed
about
that day.
20 extra models, and they all came in, and I had a line going down the hallway.
Yes, it was the
of
fashion
models.
reaction with Tori.
Yeah.
Tori Sledge, Quantum Papa, Quantum Lotus Labs. I love you. Yes.
Yep. Shout out to Tori. He just won Photographer of the Year with TFI.
He deserves it, you
Yep.
guys. He works so hard. He's actually the one who shot my pink pictures that I'm going to be posting soon for the breast cancer show.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And then we did the album cover.
Yes,
Right,
for
in
Quiero
my
Bailar,
studio.
the legend
Yeah.
behind it all, you guys. He shot the cover.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And we went through meticulously trying to pick the one that
It was
would be.
so hard. I was like, no,
Yeah.
not that one. My face was too twitchy. No, not that one. My eye looks smaller than the other.
Yeah,
No, not
yeah.
that. Like, it was so difficult, you guys. I'm so hard on myself. Try not to, but it's difficult in this industry
We
a little
found one.
bit.
I'll flash it up on the screen
Yes.
so you guys can see it. So that was a lot of fun. And I appreciate you reaching out and considering me
Of course.
to help
Everyone
you out
else
with
was
that. So.
busy and booked, and I was like, you know what,
Oh,
Greg.
so I was the last
No, no,
option.
no,
Is that what you're saying?
no.
All right, that's it.
Oh my
Seat's
God,
over.
no,
It's over.
no,
Security.
no.
Security.
Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay. You are horrible for that. But no, you are one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm saying that on
She says
camera.
that now.
No, I'm being honest. That's why I'm saying it on camera, guys. Documented.
I'm just messing with you. I'm
Laminated.
messing with you. All right. So where do you see yourself? This is kind of a cliche question, but where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? What if you could teleport to that point in time? What would you like to see yourself doing?
Not the
Where
Super
would you
Bowl.
like to
That's
be?
too high to aim in 5 years.
Why not?
I feel like when it comes to the Super Bowl, you have to have a certain amount of time in the industry, like as a celebrity
Probably so.
already.
Probably
Yes,
so,
that's what I've
historically.
noticed.
But anytime somebody ever asked me, or said you can't do that, and I would just say, why not? Why can't I?
Yeah,
Why can't you?
that's true. That's true.
Right? Why can't you get to the Super Bowl in 5 years? Because you just said you didn't think you could.
True.
Right.
True.
So
Yeah.
remember that.
He's so motivating, you guys. I love it. I love it so much. Where I do see myself is maybe attending an award show like the VMAs, Latin Grammys, or Premios Juventud, PJs, you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very
Hopefully.
cool.
No, I will.
And then maybe the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Pick a superpower between these two, invisibility or super strength.
That's hard. Because I'm weak. But also I would love to be invisible. I don't know. I think super strength.
Super strength?
Yes.
Why? Because you think you're weak? Or
Yes.
okay, what would you do with that super strength?
I would. That's actually a good question. Lift heavy things without struggling, without having my security to help me out, or for example, not opening up a water bottle. You guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Invisibility all the way. All the way.
You
I want to
think
know what
so?
people are saying about me, right? I'm going to be in a room, they, fly on the wall.
You know
what
what?
I mean?
You're right.
Or what are they saying? What's actually going on in the White House, right?
Well, you're not
invisible. Well, you are there, but you're invisible, right?
Oh.
And you hear the real story, right? No one will believe you, but
You know what they say? God listens to conversations. You didn't.
that's right. That's right. Musical guilty pleasure.
What do you mean by that? Can you go
Something
more
that might be kind of embarrassing to admit that you really like, musically speaking.
musically speaking?
Yeah.
Dang, that's actually really hard. Something musically.
All right, I'll start off. So if someone said, what's your guilty pleasure? What music, that I like, it'd be Wham.
Oh, you know what? I was
I
actually
love
talking
Wham.
to Curtis about this. I just remembered. Ding, ding, my brain turned on. I actually like listening to the type of music before I perform, like that fashion show music. It's
Yeah,
weird.
that's what
It's
gets you,
like robotic type stuff.
but it gets you going, right?
Yes. That's my guilty
I was
pleasure
in the car
musically.
and what was that song? Wake Me Up Before You Go. Whoa, I'm in the passenger seat. I'm just, my wife's like, are you getting into this? Are you bobbing your head? I'm like, yes, I'm bobbing my head to Wham. You got a problem with it? She's just like, no, just saying. It's like, it's on your radio,
Now I have a whole list of robotics, like Disclosure, the whole
You just
remix,
put the earplugs
Calvin
on
Harris,
and just get into it?
Marshmallow, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So leading up to the event this weekend, what are you doing? You said today you were rehearsing a little
Yes.
bit. The rehearsal you doing full rehearsal with the dancers, the music,
Well, there's
everything else?
no dancers for this performance because we're still practicing as a team until they feel comfortable to go in.
So you mentioned dancers earlier. I was thinking they'd be a part of this.
And I don't think we would have enough room. I know it's big, but depending on where the audience is at, I think we would be too tight, especially for Quiero Bailar. There is a flip at the ending where I'm being literally flipped over, and I don't want no one getting hit or kicked in the face.
Now, do you get a sound check before you go out?
Yes, it was really cool. I was singing, and then DJ Young Visual, I Love You, he actually cut off the music. That way people can see that I was not lip singing, and everybody was like, oh, okay. And I was like,
she's
I kept
actually singing.
Yeah.
But you have the underlying tracks that are like backup vocals and all that going on.
No,
so
yes.
that's
so
going
I
on.
make sure my mic is all the way up, to be fair.
Right.
To be fair, if I'm going to have backup vocals, I make sure my mic is all the way turned up.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So do you write any of your own music?
So
do you get a say? Go ahead. I'll let you answer that. But do you write two parts? Do you write any of your own music, and any of the music that you're collaborating with, do you get a say?
Yes, I do. I do get a say for the collaboration that I'm releasing with the guy friend of mine really, really soon, actually, before my album is done. I wrote my Spanish verse, Spanish and English. And for some of the songs in my album, they're written by me or written by my team members or by both of us.
So what inspires you to write the words? What inspires you most?
That's one thing that I've always struggled with growing up. I always got into my head as a little kid, like, oh my gosh, what if nothing I have to say makes sense? Oh my gosh, because I learn slower than others, you guys. I don't learn that fast. So I'm just I've always downgraded myself as a child. Like, oh my gosh, what if I just everything I have to say makes no sense? And then I just recently started writing not too long ago, Quiero Bailar. And after that, I was like, oh wow, it's not that hard. I think you really just need to play a beat and just sit there, rhyme a little bit, or even express how you feel. Doesn't have to rhyme.
What inspires you, though?
What inspires me to write music?
Yeah, for the content, the words that you're writing. What is it? Is it love? Is it what most inspires you?
Me, basically. I'm telling my story. Either I'm telling someone else's story, or I completely made it up, or it's about me. I do have a song in my album that I wrote during an anxiety attack episode about my father. Literally, I was and it was the first song I've ever written before I even got signed years ago. And I was like, you know what? This is something just went off in my heart. This is the time to write. You need to write. So I went to my living room and I grabbed a journal, turned on a candle, and started writing.
Yeah.
And that song is coming to life in Spanish, you guys.
So very good. So the anxiety, what is that something that you've had all your life? Is it something that came on as you got older? A lot of people have that. Actually,
came on when I got older. I was perfectly fine. I think it's because all the situations I was in growing up, with my parents on and off. Sorry, you guys, but it's my story, so I have to tell it. Mom and Dad, if you're watching this, perdóname, but yo lo tengo que decir, es mi historia.
It's authentic.
Yes. The on and off, and growing up to a lot of arguments, alcohol, all that. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but all of that just really hurt me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then getting bullied in school on top of that, that was just horrible as a child.
Right.
And then I got older. The problem stopped with my parents, but then it came back. And then a few years ago, it stopped, and then it came back, and then it was just constantly me and my father going at it. And I mean ugly, hard, and I don't know when my anxiety became a thing, but I had my first anxiety episode attack a few years ago. And it's ever since then, everything's just been differently, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
When you have a breakdown, your anxiety kicks in now.
No, you kind of get triggered.
Yeah.
Something you don't know what it's going to be.
It becomes a part of you, you guys. Mental health is a real thing. I have anxiety. I went to the doctor, and my doctor wasn't in the office that day, so it was a female doctor, and I'm not going to doubt her job. She took a look at me and she was like, yeah, I can tell you have anxiety. And I was like, so am I going to get medicated? Do you know? She was like, no, I don't want you to be on meds. I genuinely think you can cope and you're strong enough to cope. God knows for what reason. Like I said, God works in mysterious ways. So.
Yeah. And they tend to, a lot of doctors tend to just throw medication at everything nowadays. There's a medicine for everything. And you don't know where that's coming from. What's the agenda? Are they getting a kickback? Most of them are. When they're promoting different pharmaceuticals, they're getting money on the back end because they're promoting certain ones. And I don't think that's ethical personally.
And it can harm you guys. Like situations like where you can like want to hurt yourself, harm yourself, or let's just say you have a bubbly personality with one type of medication, you can be like all the way down, like not yourself, completely just there. You're
not saying don't ever take medication, but you have to just really
find
weigh the pros and cons and find what's right for you and if it's right for you at all. So it can be, I know anxiety can be, it can really impact your life very negatively and keep you down,
instead
keep you
of
hidden away.
Being present here, your brain just tends to go all the way over there on the overthinking. And you're right about that. It can change your life. You can overthink about relationships, whether if it's true or because your trauma speaking and you see a pattern, or friendships or just stuff. You know what I mean? Your anxiety's there.
Yeah.
You basically can't get rid of it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, they didn't years ago, like 100 years ago when I was young, they just said stop drinking coffee or whatever, stop drinking caffeine and Coke and just deal with it, right? So now they have a drug for everything, but I tend to wonder, if you allow your brain to naturally overcome those things, work it out over time, not for everyone, just saying, I think it's a more holistic approach, but not everything can be solved, holistically that way. So
I say anyway. Try relaxing teas, warm teas, like the chamomile, that's how you pronounce it. Those are really good to calm you down. Yeah. If you can't cope and if you don't want to take meds, go down that route. Yeah. That route, the whole hot, warm teas, you'd be surprised on how at ease you're going to be. I've tried that before and it's really helped. I've went from skyrocketing to like, okay, I'm calm. I'm going to take a good nap. Yeah. I'm good.
So not a lot of anxiety when you go on stage. I know I've performed before. I don't want to talk about me, but I have been a performer in a past life and nervous as hell when I get on, but it's like you get through the set and it was just like a blur, like it went by so fast. And like for me, I can hardly remember what happened the last 15 minutes. Like was just like I was on autopilot, you know what I mean? It's very weird the way my brain would work. I think that's a coping mechanism, maybe. Definitely looking over people's heads, not making a lot of eye contact, just pretending, to make eye contact.
No, I think every artist can agree with you on that.
Yeah, and trying, because you can get distracted too with, some of the weird people out there, and just some of the antics. So how are you? I mean, are you totally present? That's what I feel like. I'm like lifted out of the scene somehow when I'm doing that. And then when it's over, I'm like, whew, what just happened?
Right.
Are you totally present there when you're performing?
Yes.
Or do you go away?
No, I'm present because I feel the nerves. But as soon as I start singing, the nerves just go away.
Yeah.
But I'm present. But today was actually, I've always been confident whenever I'm on stage. But today it was something beautifully different, you guys. I just sang of course I always sung, but like I sang so like with so much confidence, like imagining like if I was on tour already, like the big stuff already. Like I imagined like I was in the middle and like a whole like crowd like screaming, like that's what I imagined. And I was just like doing my thing, doing gestures, singing my heart out. And that's like I've always been confident, but today I've been the most confident, honestly.
Good.
It was awesome. I told Curtis, oh my God, I just did that. Like, I feel so good.
Yeah, that's a good
Like, I feel so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hype yourself up in your mind? Like I used to go, all right, you're the greatest singer ever. You're the greatest guitar player ever. You're obviously good looking and everyone loves you. You're going to go out and kill it. And then I go out. Yeah.
Period. I know my cousin hates it when I say period, but period. Punto final, finito, se acabó. No, but today I was telling myself, okay, like this is what you've always wanted. You can't look back now. And fun fact, you guys, Selena sung there in 1902, and I just like pictured like if Selena was there judging me, honestly.
She could be there watching.
She really
right?
could be. She really, like from up there, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like this is happening. And as I'm singing, the people around me, I see them bopping their heads. And to the people who knew my song for Quiero Bailar, like they were singing along. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my heart. And that's like just one song. And something cool about one of the songs I'm going to be singing at 1902, Quiero Bailar, and a second one, it's actually going to be on my album. But I'm singing it that way y'all can have a sneak peek and have a feel and hear the sound of how my album is going to feel like and sound like when it comes out. And it's about Selena's life. So,
All right, very good. So next single comes out when, approximately? You have a date set? Not sure yet.
Not sure yet,
Next 6 months?
but not next year. It
Not
should
next
come
year,
out
okay.
before
All right.
the
so
single.
We're looking forward to that. So any last words?
Mm,
Was it painful?
no,
Or
it was,
did-
I just felt like I talked too much.
No. Well, that's why you're here, right?
I told you I talk too much, you guys. But thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you for
mentioning
coming.
this
Yeah.
idea to me, and including me with your ideas. And thank all of you guys for watching. Shout out to all my royals, my realistas out there. Thank y'all for watching. My security, thank you for putting up with me. Shout out to Imperial Elite Music Group, Mr. Chapman and Uncle Rock, DJ Young Visual. I love you guys so much. And again, get y'all's tickets for the 1902 show this coming Saturday. Show starts at 7:15 p.m. And get y'all's tickets. The link is on my bio, on my Instagram, Queen Ailin. I'm so sorry. This is so long. QueenAilin.official. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there for a beautiful cause, most
Yep.
importantly.
This
Shout out
Saturday,
to Felix for always having me. This is like my 4th show with him. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, shout out to Felix, because of that, I might have my album release party at 1902 because one of the workers liked my voice when I was rehearsing.
Ah, very good. Very good. So this Saturday, October 14th,
Yes.
2023, Queen Ailin, Breast Cancer Awareness Show. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate talking to you. I had a good time.
I hope so. I hope I didn't just, blah, 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 blah. Sorry.
No, that's what we want you to do is blah, 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 blah. So that way I don't have to do a lot of talking.
Oh my gosh. Los amo. Y ya quedó.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm Gregory K. Have a good one.
And I'm Ailin.